Hi to all my current and past clients who are stuck at home with COVID-19 seclusion, isolation. I wanted to do some quick online content for anybody who wants to work out at home. I'm going to do 20 minutes of abs, another whole video of 20 minutes of arms, then 20 minutes legs and bum. I do have my timer going, so I'm going to keep it to 20 minutes. So let's start and begin. The first one is going to be abs. So I want you just to sit as tall as you can in whatever leg position allows you to do that. Take 3 big inhales. And exhale down. Let the shoulders glide down the back. 2 more. Inhale in. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. But just to open up the side waist, take the right hand down, reach over as if you're between 2 panes of glass, and reconnect that left sit bone so you keep long and lean through the left side, separating the rib and hip, and then gracefully over to the other side. Reconnect the right hip. One more. I'm able to put my elbow down because I'm really short-waisted. If you're longer-waisted, it's fine to do that. This time, drop the left shoulder and reach towards me on the computer. Re-square your shoulders, reach over. Little rotation of the rib cage. Reach forward and come back. Let's start by warming up our spine with ab work. Taking your legs bent on the mat. Just realize this is all black. I hope you guys can still see me. You're going to pelvic tilt. I think I'll take this away so you guys can see. Pelvic tilt. With your pelvis, obviously. Take your hands lightly on your thighs and start to articulate your spine down to the mat until you're almost to the waistband of your pants. Keep your eyes on the prize. Push into your feet and peel the spine back up, growing tall. 3 more like that. Articulate down slowly. Light touch to the fingertips. We're not doing any white knuckle grip here. Peel up. Find your sit bones. Look forward. Relax the shoulders. Articulate down. Pushing into the feet. And then come up. If that's where you want to stay, stay with that for 6 more. If you want a little more advanced, lengthen your legs, grab your heels together in Pilates stance, arms drift over the legs and articulate all the way down, 1 vertebrae at a time. When you reach your arms above your head, don't pop your ribs. As your hands pass your line of vision, pelvic tilt, smash the spine, roll up. If that's difficult for you, put a towel or tennis ball between your legs, and remember how to pull in and up to get that scoop. So we want to kind of roll it down, smash the spine, eyes to the belly, articulate up, drawing everything into center line, squeezing through the inner thighs. 4 more here. Give yourself a little stretch by reaching for the toes. Don't let the shrug of the shoulders come along for that movement. I'm doing this in a very limited space in the corner of my bedroom. The reason for that is because I know some of you don't have a lot of space at home, and I don't want to challenge you in that way. Whatever movements I make today in this video will be done in this small space. Excellent. On the next one, when you come up, I want you to let your right hand come to the right ankle. Left hand come to the right knee. Find that little balance point down as we come into the ab series. Eyes to the belly, articulate your spine down with control. Right knee into the right cheekbone and switch. 8 all together. Switch. If you have neck problems, you can take your hands behind your head as long as you're looking between your inner thighs and you're lifted up in the upper body to your shoulder tips. 2 more. Last 1, double leg stretch. Both legs in. Arms reach out by the ears. Circle round, hug. I don't have a lot of reach room on my right side, so I'm going to assist my neck because of my neck issues. I'm pulling the knees in with my abs, though my hands are just gently guiding, so I should be able to do this without even touching my legs. 1 more because I totally lost count. Both hands on the right ankle. Double kick for single straight leg stretch. Double kick. Make this a stretch. If you're really flexible, flex the feet so you can get more high hamstring, more back of the knee. Invited to the party. 2 more. Last one. Good. Both hands behind the head. take your heels together in Pilates stance. Just take a glance up. Make sure you have a fist distance between the toes. Let's start by just slowly lowering about 6 inches. Pull up from right here. Slowly. Elbows are wide. You're holding your upper body up with the strength of those abs. You're pulling the legs back up with those low abs. Squeeze into your inner thighs. My elbow's resting on a little thing here. Looks like I'm cheating. Sorry about that. Now, start at your lower position. Just go 6 from there. Down a little bit, up a little bit. Make this your micro motion of power. Really small, small movements. And up. 3 more. And up. 2. And up. 1. And up. Bend your legs. Place your feet on the floor. We're going to kind of milk, crisscross a little bit. Let's lift your head, neck, and shoulders. And just drop the left elbow. Drop the right elbow. So just rotating shoulder tip to shoulder tip. We're not shifting the upper body. We're literally just rotating the rib cage. 1 more like this. And then drop the left elbow down. Draw the left knee into the cheekbone. Extend the right leg to 45 and go into your crisscross. 1, 2. Remember, we're lifting up and over with our upper body, not by pulling on the neck. Keep the elbows wide to get the most out of the work and to protect the neck. Draw the knee in deep. Reach the opposing leg really long. 2 more. Last 1. Everything comes down. Reach your arms and legs above your head. Give yourself a big, big breath. This is the only time I'm going to let you kind of pop your rib cage up a little bit to assist that stretch. Big inhale and exhale. Excellent. Circle the arms around. Hug the knees in. Take the hands to the back of the thighs and rock up to a seated position. Now come down on your side. Elbow will be a little bit farther away than the shoulder. So we don't begin directly over. We start a little bit away. Shoulders are squared, hips are squared. Keep the bottom leg down and just lift up. Just a little bit of like a string is pulling up on your hip. And once you get up there, you're going to feel, I should tuck this in so you can see, you're going to feel the low abs. You can put your hands there and feel them engage to lift you up. If you want to advance this motion, I want you to take both legs long and down, up, down. You can add a little weight if you have one in your hand, a little shoulder work to make it even more difficult. You take that weight in front of you. That adds just a little level of challenge because you've added the proximal to distal factor of keeping your limbs farther away. Let's hold it up there. Reach up. Nice and squared, nice and happy. Let the abs, your oblique abs, help you. Let's count to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And you can do this too. 3, 2, 1, and come down. Lengthening your body on the floor. Let's just support the head with your hand. You should have like a little place here that a little matchbox car should go over and not collapse like that. Shoulders again are squared. Cross the bottom ankle over the top. Hips squared. Hand can be here for support if you want. Lift and lower the legs, squeezing into the inner thighs. This, if your hand can lift open and you're not wobbling, that means that you are stacked here. You want to maintain that stack. So lift and lower, up, down. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Unhook the legs. Lift the top leg up, go up a little more, and lower. If you have props at home, this would be a nice time to put like a little ball or something underneath your upper rib cage. Just give yourself a little lift. It'll help you to work deeper into the top oblique. Not necessary though, as you can see. 1 more there. I lost count as usual. Okay, fancy transition. Cross the left leg over. Roll onto the left hip. I'm not giving myself enough room for this. Roll onto the left hip. Come up into a little teaser. And bend and mermaid over to the top. To the other side. So we're going to start with our elbow again a little farther away. Bottom leg bent to begin. And just start lifting and lowering. Up and down. That imaginary string floats up. And you can hold your hand underneath your obliques. Hold yourself if you want. So 4 more. 3, 2, and again, more advanced version is 1, to hold it up there. Now hold it up there. Feel your bottom obliques holding you. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and float down. Support your head with your hand, bent elbow, cross the bottom ankle over the top. We know that we're stacked when we can lift our hand and we don't feel like we're going to fall. Hand comes here for light support, psychological benefit more than anything. Start to squeeze the inner thighs like a mermaid, but lift and lower. 6 more here for 8 altogether. 3 more. 2, 1. Separate the legs. Both legs come up. Top leg keeps going, comes together, and lowers. As both legs come up, that bottom leg stays up there. Strengthen not only the core, but also the inner thighs. 5 more for 8 altogether. I have so much less range of motion on this side. For some of you guys who know me, I have scoliosis, so this is my tight, uncooperative side. 2 more. Last one. Excellent. Bottom ankle crosses over the top. Roll onto your right bum. Come up into a little, again, bring where I am, little teaser, and then bend it in. To look at my time to see how much more time we have left. Lots of time, lucky you. Okay, so legs are going to be bent, about 90 degrees, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to do that kind of half roll down thing we started at the top, at the beginning. So sinking down into our pelvic tilt, start to articulate the spine. It'll look different for every body size, torso length, but I want you to come back until you can deeply curve into your C curve and keep your elbows down. You should be past your bum crack, almost to the waistband of your pants here. Keep your eyes on the prize. Lift the right arm, left arm, back, and back. As I'm doing this, notice I'm not coming up with my body. The body is quiet because the abs are anchoring. So suck the abs in before you make the move. So you're telling them what's going to be the muscle that you want to work, rather than just having it be like a big, big fat surprise. Ooh, I said the word fat. A skinny surprise. Good. We're going to add a little rotation to that, but before we do, I want you just to open up, take a big breath, look up, open the collarbone. Good, and then reset that deep pelvic tilt like an imaginary string pulls your pubic bone up here. Eyes stay on the belly. I want you to take your right hand over the left knee. This time just lift your left hand, tap the fingers. 7, 6. Body is quiet, arms are moving. 5. Abs are very active. So I shouldn't say the body's quiet, because the abs are really deeply working to stabilize, to keep you still. 2 more. Last one. Both elbows down. Take a big breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Reset that pelvic tilt, especially if you felt anything in your back. You want to go deeper with those abs. Take the left hand over the right knee. You're looking at your right hip now. Right hand touches for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both hands come down. Again, take a big breath. Lengthen the legs in front of you. From here, deeply pelvic tilt. Reach your arms up. Come up and sit tall. I want you to reach up and wiggle your rib cage up very, very high from your hips. I'm short-waisted, so I'm not a good example girl for this, but I'm sure my lovely long-waisted ladies are doing this with much grace. Pull yourself up. Look up towards where the wall and ceiling meet in your house and kind of reach forward. Now, add a squeeze of the inner thighs, add a squeeze of the heels, and then just come back, settling those ribs over the hips. So ribs are going to come up and translate in front of the hips and come back. It's a really small movement, but I want you to feel that Pilates scoop happening. Pull in with the low abs, scoop them up, and reach. Notice how we're not reaching with a shrug of the shoulders. The shoulders are down the back. We're lifting up with our torso, reach forward. If you're feeling it in your hip flexors here, come to a diamond sit. So you're going to open up your hips and bend your knees so that we get the hip flexors out of it and we can focus on the abs. Lift up, go forward, back, lift up, reach forward and back, forward and back, one more, forward and back. Excellent. Take a little stretch here by grasping your hands behind your back, just opening up the collarbone. Good, we're going to come to some different versions of plank now. Plank is an abdominal exercise. It's actually a whole body exercise. But in order to feel that your abs are really doing their part, you need to flex your feet and really lengthen the body through the back side of the body so that the underside, the abs, the thighs, the chest can do their part. That way we don't rely just totally on the shoulders. So let's begin in 4-point tabletop. And for that, I want your shoulders directly over your wrists, your knees directly under your hips. And then I want you to step forward with your hands about 6 to 8 inches. Then let your hips drop forward. So we're in what's called knee plank now. From this position, I want you to drop your flexed, dorsiflexed foot. Lift your knees. And then tiptoe your toes until you can really feel a deep flexion of the foot. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen your neck. You're looking about 8 inches off the tips of your fingers. Little pelvic tilt here, which kind of helps correct to not do that. So we want to really be pulling those abs in and up. From there, I want you to rock onto your tippy toes and go into deep flexion again. So it's almost like plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. For those of us who don't know what that means like pointing like a ballet dancer, flexing like you want to feel your calf raise. So back and forth. Now let's just lift one foot as we do the other point. Back and forth. Don't let your head hang down. We're happy, long and strong here. One more set. Beautiful. Draw your left knee in and draw it over. Sit in kind of modified mermaid. I'm sweating here. So if you can't stack your feet, no judgment. Just want you to have them next to each other. But ideally, you'll be able to get your ribs up directly over your hips on this one. I want you to open your arms up long. My legs are swayed to my right. I'm going to start to drift over to my left until this leg feels like it wants to come off the ground. I'm going to make sure it doesn't. I'm going to reconnect that. And then drift the ribs back. We're staying tall here. So if we collapse down, we miss all the fun. Think of that opposition, that as I translate my ribs to the left, I'm pushing down on this right knee to keep me grounded, to make the work deeper, to find that dynamic opposition. Now let's have a little rotation when the rib is stacked on top of the hip. So we drift and then twist. If your shoulders are bothering you, you can come in like this. Doesn't matter. I just like my shoulders to be lengthened because it makes me feel like I'm achieving more of a reach, kind of faking my mind out, I guess. And twist. The twist happens when you are tall. It doesn't happen when you're collapsed. Or almost like a barbershop pole going really tall. And twist. 2 more. You can do it. Last one, little cherry on the cake. So you guys know how I roll. Twist towards those feet. Hands behind the head, grow taller. And now bow nose towards your toes. Look up to whatever's outside your range of vision. Little side sit up in the seated position. Bow and up. Elbows are wide. Bow and up. One more. Bow and up. Excellent. Hands come behind your back. Can the legs over to the other side. Again, an open mermaid sit. So I don't want the legs stacked for this because we're not doing full mermaid. Arms out to the side. We're going to drift over to the right, anchoring the left. And remember, this is my crappy side because of my scoliosis, so you'll see noticeable, maybe challenge in my face. Maybe you'll see less range of motion. Maybe you'll see me kind of faking it. I can't see myself now, so I'm trying to do my best, but feel free to critique my form as well. I'm reaching it. I know what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. I'm doing that. Ooh, I gotta correct that. I have to just respect my body and realize I can't go as far on this side without losing that form. So now reach, and on the way back, we're gonna twist. So reach, rotate, staying really tall. So the space between your ribs and hips at no point comes collapsed here. Rotate, drift over, twist. 2 more, last count, twist. 1 more. Oh, there's the timer. We just still have to do this. Which actually brings us to 20 minutes because I did kind of talk a little bit at the top. So just bow 8 times. When you're finished, come tall and crunch in. So we're limiting the space between the left rib and hip as we crunch. We're creating space as we rise up. Good. One more. There. 20 minutes. You're finished with your ab work for the day. Yay! Thanks, ladies. As soon as I cool down, I'll do a leg and bum one.